morning. It is post-op day 1. I just finished my appointment with our post-op nurse, Denasia. She was super helpful. You know, I see these patients all the time, but it's surreal to be on the other side, so it was great for her to kind of walk me through all the things. I got my chuck pads taken off. They are kind of meant to catch the drainage after surgery. I didn't experience a lot of drainage, which was a super big perk. Yesterday after surgery, I'd say my pain was like a 2 out of 10 or less. I could kind of feel when the numbing medicine was wearing off, but it never got too bad. I took a couple naps when I got home, and then I slept like a rock last night. I woke up probably around like 3 o'clock in the morning, had a snack, had a little bit of a Gatorade, and then I was able to fall back asleep. Woke up around 8 o'clock this morning, and now I'm here. I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks to see what my results look like, and I'm super grateful for the whole Florida Plastic Surgery team.
Good morning. It is post-op day 3, I believe. I had surgery on Sunday, and today is Wednesday. I feel like I really started to turn a corner last night. I'm feeling great. Once I got home from my 1-day post-op on Monday, I got in the shower and kind of rinsed off. And then yesterday I took a full body shower and washed my hair and everything. Feeling much better now that I'm clean. I am still wearing my little Pico Friends on my arms. They feel great. They have been flashing green the whole time, not giving me any issues. Today was the first time that I was able to get dressed. Up until this point, I've kind of been wearing these little button-down front pajamas that I got off of Amazon. They're a little bit easier than slipping something over my head. I took my compression garment off last night. I communicated with our nurse Denasia, and we have some patients stop wearing them at certain times, so I'm taking a break from it right now, but I'll go back to wearing it soon. Super thrilled with how they look so far. Super grateful for Dr. Hamwi and the entire team, and just really looking forward to the next couple weeks.
I am officially 1 week post-op. The week went really easy, honestly. I'd say the first couple of days I kind of laid low. If I was working like a desk job from home, I feel like I probably could have returned on Wednesday. So I had surgery on Sunday. That was like day 3 post-op. I took the whole week off, kind of rested and relaxed. But by Thursday, you know, I was back to doing some normal things. I went and sat at a coffee shop and did some work. I'm also a full-time college student, so I did a bunch of schoolwork. I don't really have any pain or soreness or anything up here. It's really mostly in like my lower arms, but it's been super tolerable. I haven't taken any Tylenol or any pain control since like the middle of the week last week. So doing great. I'm about to get my Picos changed and see, you know, the incision and everything for the first time. So I'm really excited, super happy with how everything looks, and grateful for the team here as always.
Jill, you look amazing.
It looks so good.
I know, I'm so excited for you. So this is exactly what we want to see. We've got, this is called like sometimes like a pie crusting effect. It's the way that we do the sutures, because as the skin heals, it actually retracts and comes down. So we like a little bit of like a raised edge there. And if you look inside of it, there's a tiny little line. That's where the like actual scar will be. Will that be that tiny little line sort of inside the pie crust? But we've got a great lift. Your arms match proportionally. They're great.
I'm so happy. They look amazing.
Yeah, no signs of infection, necrosis, none of the scary stuff. This is the way it's supposed to look. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put another Pico on, 1 more week, and then I don't know, how's the week been? You doing okay?
It was great. I didn't have any issues with my Pico. They didn't buzz too much. They worked very well. I haven't really had any pain, a little soreness in the forearms.
A little soreness in the forearms, okay.
I'm so happy.
Awesome. Off pain medicine?
Yeah.
Done with antibiotics?
Yep.
Perfect.
Finished them yesterday.
And you're moving around?
Moving around great.
Awesome. All right, remember, give me some range of motion exercises, kind of keep the shoulders moving. We don't like arms crossed too much because it can create a little like bend kind of right there that like can create a crease, but honestly, this looks perfect, just the way I want it. Yes, give me oh.
Happy Monday. Another week has passed, so I am now day 15 post-op. Honestly, this past week was great. I went back to work. I've come back on light duty. I did do a little procedure with Dr. Hamwi, but for the most part, I've been doing a little bit of consultations, doing more like clinic-based and administrative-based stuff, as opposed to my normal operating room scene. But it's been a lot of fun, kind of a change of scenery. Last night so yesterday was day 14, and that was the end of my Pico, kind of a end of an era. It was kind of sad last night when they turned off, but you know, just another milestone in my post-operative journey.
So we're back with Jill. It's now 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks post-op. How has it been this last 3 weeks?
Everything's been getting a lot better, especially over the last week. I was able to lay on my side a little bit more. It's been a little bit less sore. My forearms feel back to normal where they were a little tender to the touch before, especially getting dressed and undressed. So there's been a couple little tweaks between weeks 2 and 3, but overall recovery's been pretty easy.
All right, are you back to mostly normal activities at this point?
Yeah, I haven't been back to the gym or anything. We'll wait another couple weeks for that.
Yeah.
But driving's been pretty good. Hanging out with friends, doing all my normal activities for the most part.
Normal day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And then you're obviously back here at work. You were assisting in procedures, so it doesn't seem like you've been too restricted by this.
No, it's been pretty easy.
Awesome. Well, let me kind of demonstrate what's going on right now. So what we see at this point is we still have that sort of pie crust effect or that bunching up of the tissue. That's great. That will go away as the sutures dissolve, but I like to see that. And if you look really closely, the incision itself is going to be kind of in this area, sort of along that bunched up spot. And that will flatten and look amazing. All right, well, cool. Well, so today we're going to do Steri-strips, reinforce the area. Again, we're just trying to offload tension, minimize the amount of pull and stretch and that sort of thing. So a Steri-strip is essentially like medical masking tape, okay? It comes in these packages. They are sterile. They're actually called wound closure strips. Steri-strips is a brand name that's commonly used. So when we put on a Steri-strip, when you open it up, they typically come with 2 sets in a pack, and each set has 3 pieces of tape, all right? So we're gonna put one of those down, we're gonna take the other one. Jill, I'm gonna have you put your arm up like this, and when we apply the Steri-strip, they've got a little perforation that peels off like this, and then I can take the Steri-strip off, trying to avoid having it roll over on itself, all right? And I don't wanna totally smash all the sticky because then it becomes less sticky. But then I'm going to apply that with her arm sort of in a neutral position. I don't want it totally straight. I don't want it totally bent. We sort of want it straight with just a tiny little bit of a bend. We call it a neutral position. And then we put the Steri-strip over top. Now we've already cleaned this area with alcohol, so it's nice and clean. You could also do it with antibacterial soap. But because we're covering this with a dressing, you want it to be super duper clean. Okay, so we've put this on, we've put it along the incision in this direction, and then we're going to take the next one and we're going to have a little bit of overlap, and we want the incision line to fall right in the middle of the Steri-strip. Now when we get to the armpit, we typically don't want it going across the armpit because it tends to buckle and fold and fall off. So in that situation, I'm going to start down at the bottom, and then we're going to come back and we're going to cut some pieces that will go right to the fold. I want this Steri-strip to go from here to about there. So I'm going to cut it like that. I'm going to cut it a little bit longer, knowing that I can always overlap my Steri-strips. And then I'm going to go kind of right up to the other one, sort of like that. And this covers that last little bit. And now we've got the incision is reinforced with the Steri-strip. So that's like that. Afterwards, I'm going to put a little pressure and I'm going to push them down, trying to avoid having them roll up, because if it rolls up, it tends to snag on the compression garments or whatever, and it'll come off sooner. And the whole idea is that we'd like to get these things to stay on for at least a week. And then we're going to save what we didn't use in case something does come off.
We are officially 4 weeks out. As for healing, I'm feeling really great. My range of motion is, I'd say, pretty much back to normal. It's almost kind of difficult to restrict myself. I found myself getting back into the OR and trying to restock rooms and different things, but I'm trying to take it a little lighter, trying to still not carry anything over 10 pounds. And in surgery, we do have a lot of heavy things that we carry. So leaning on my coworkers for that. They've all been great throughout this process. Yesterday was officially 5 weeks post-op. I am really excited for next week. 1 more week until I get to go back to the gym. I feel like the gym I was talking about this morning, so it's kind of on my mind, but the gym was pretty instrumental in my weight loss journey. So I'm excited to get back to that, start building my muscle, and be able to show my muscle through my new skinny arms. I've had so many patients commenting on my arms, so it really feels great. People are starting to notice the difference, and you can tell that I had something done. There's definitely a line there, but it's nice and thin. It's not super pink, so I'm excited to see, over the next 3, 6, 12 months how everything's going to progress and how my, final scar looks. But I really couldn't be happier.
Here we are. It has now been 6
6 weeks.
6 weeks. All right. So 6 weeks is an important time because this is when we let patients go back to normal activity. So if you wanted to go to the gym or play tennis or something along those lines, now we'd let you do it. All right? Well, cool. So I guess for 6 weeks, tell us how you feel at this point.
Feel great. Pretty much have gone back to all normal things. Haven't gone back to the gym yet. I'm waiting another day or two till it works out with my schedule. I've been really excited. Like I said last week, it's kind of a big milestone, and especially in a weight loss journey, the gym's really instrumental. So being able to go back is kind of an exciting time. I'm excited to eventually go back to Pilates when I feel like I can stretch a little bit more. I feel like I've been trying to work on my range of motion. I'm able to get above 90 degrees, but still probably not able to reach for the thing on the top shelf. It pulls a little bit, or it's a little tender in the armpit. So
it feels, when you put your arm, you can feel that it's a little sensitive?
Yeah.
Okay. When you do that, where do you feel the tension? Kind of right at that spot. Yeah, maybe probably right in there, right? And that's actually an area that we watch a little bit more closely because that is the spot that pulls. And so that we don't get something called scar spread later on, you do want to sort of baby this area and sort of slowly stretch it out. Not a lot of real jerking motions and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Are you having pain other than that kind of spot right in the armpit? Does any of the incision hurt?
Nope.
No? When did it stop hurting?
I'd say probably after week 3. It wasn't so much a pain, it was more like a soreness.
Okay.
And the soreness, I'd say, was more in my forearms than my upper arms.
Forearms. Where in your forearms?
It was when I was wearing, or pulling up some sleeves and it bunched around here. Compression, yeah.
Okay, tightness around there.
Yep.
Let's kind of talk a little bit about your incision. So you're healing really well. Thin little line, kind of pink. The pinkness mostly has to do with kind of your genetics. That I expect will fade with time, but we say, scars fade over months and years, not days and weeks. We've got a little bit of extra swelling around the elbow. That's pretty common, and that goes away, but that's another one of those things that takes months, not weeks. So while everything else, the swelling goes away a little bit faster, we tend to see a little bit more swelling going on in this region right here, and it just takes a little bit of time. At this point, we would also consider, further scar treatments for the next few months. We would say that the tissue is strong, but in order to get the best possible scar, I think that you can continue to do some things to help that kind of mature and help the scar go through a process called remodeling. So anyway, great job.
Thanks.
I love it. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.